Hey cats, it's your friendly neighbourhood EDDBUD here, back with the most misunderstood show on the whole of the channel, running shoe yay or nay. It's been a while, so let's get to it. Hey cats, welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and also clicking the bell below for notifications when we roll out those new videos for you. It helps out as well if you give this video a thumbs up like and share it with your running buddies. Dankeschön. Running Shoe Yay or Nay is a series where I take a look at some forthcoming running shoes and let you know where I'm going to pick them up or not for review. It could be that I feel another shoe tuber could do them more justice. They might not fit into my running shoe rotation or training that I've got on the cards over the next few months. It might be that the shoe just doesn't really speak to me. But of course I can't say whether the shoe's terrible or great until I get it on foot. So just to clear that up, I hope that makes it a little bit more transparent. Let's examine some future running shoe releases and state whether it will be a yay or a nay. First shoe today is the HOKA MACH SUPERSONIC. This seems to be quite a departure from the Mach 4 on the outside, but a closer inspection, it's not all that different really. Seems like an almost identical heel-to-toe stack as we got in the Mach 4. You ask me, there's really not an awful lot of difference there. Slightly more padded tongue perhaps, but I'm clutching at straws as to the differences here. I think we got the same Pro Fly foam that we had in the Mach 4 and that rubberized EVA stuff on the bottom for the outsole. They have though added a pull tab which might make some people very happy, me not being one of them. I'm at a bit of a loss here as to what's supersonic about this one. Am I missing something major here, guys? If I am, please let me know in the comments. But there's nothing here that really leaps out to me or differentiates this against the Mach 4. It just seems like a Mach 5. That Mach 4 was okay, it didn't really bowl me over, it kind of did a lot of things okay. It didn't really excel at anything in particular. I think that's why I kind of benched it after a while. Seems like a similar price could be on the cards for this MACH SUPERSONIC. I've got to be honest, it's a nay from me. There's nothing here that leaps out that suggests change, innovation. I think I'll leave the MACH SUPERSONIC on the shelf and take the gin and tonic instead. Shoe 2 is from Saucony. It's the Surge. I believe this one could be made in the same factory as the Nike Invincible Run. No, this is not the Invincible Run, though the upper looks nigh on identical, doesn't it? New one from Saucony here. I'm not sure whether this is going to be like a regional only offering. I know they did release a few shoes in Asia that were just for there. And there was that Saucony Freedom 4 that just never found its way over to the UK. Does look like quite a plush upper here. Harks back to the Triumph 17 actually. And the foam is classified as Power Run Visi. I'm not sure what that means. I noticed they do have some Visi colorway, so I'm not sure whether that's something to do with it. The translations here seem to suggest an EDDBUD material, which we haven't seen before. The translation also humorously suggests that the heel collar area is plump. Certainly looks comfortable though and very cushioned, though that's not really something that was top of my list in the Invincible Run, which it just looks exactly the same, doesn't it? Underfoot we have an extra layer of Power Run Plus here, which is apparently 3mm high for even more shock absorption. I've noticed recently that there's a lot of shoes with maximal shock absorption. No one's really too bothered about propulsion these days or responsiveness. Ground feel. Can't remember the last time I said ground feel. A standard rubber outsole here, which is full length. Could this be a viable alternative to the Invincible Run, but at a much lower cost? I was very critical of the Invincible Run's price point. I think over time, my stance on that has sort of softened up a little bit. No pun intended. I think the Saucony Surge could fit a niche slot in some runners' rotations. No idea on the squish level here till I get it on foot, and there's no earth credit amounts predicted as of yet, so it's going to be a bit of a horse till this one. I just need to know more about it before I can make an educated decision on the Saucony Surge. Shoe 3 is the HOKA CARBONX 3. I've got to be honest, I can't say I was bowled over by the CARBONX 2. It really just flew over my head, that one. It really wasn't a shoe that did much for me at all. Maybe it's my running style. It just felt very firm, very unforgiving. People told me it was like a shoe for running ultra marathons in or something, but I can't imagine even running a normal marathon in it, let alone anything more. The upper was tent-like and it was just really off-putting. It was quite a controlling ride as well. If you didn't work with the shoe the way it wanted are due to run, it was quite jarring. CARBONX 3 appears to use the same rubber EVA foam for its outsole as the CARBONX 2. I think the midsole stack's the same as well, with about 37mm in the heel and 32 up front. We did have ProFlight X in the CARBONX 2 and it's here again. No idea if it's a new variant. I might upset people, sorry. No idea if it's a new formula. I have to say the profile looks very similar, doesn't it? Maybe it's just the same midsole as we had in the previous version. I'll assume here that the heel to toe stack is pretty much the same, so we've got the same drop. It does appear though that our HOKA friends have updated the upper, which was a real dud on the last one. Just way too much material there for me. Felt like I had a tent on my foot. This could explain the big weight loss in the shoe. 8.4 ounces in the CARBONX 2, down to 7.8 in the CARBONX 3. Very welcome, thank you HOKA. I think there's a few nods there with that Flyknit type material around the collar to the Vaporfly 4% Flyknit. Almost like a sock-like feel. What do you reckon, guys? I think this could bring that shoe model back into the spotlight, but that relatively uninspiring foam coupled with the carbon plate probably make this a nay for me. Not enough change from the CARBONX 2 to warrant me picking up a pair of these. Quite expensive really for not a huge difference. Maybe if I spot a couple of positive reviews on this one I might change my mind, but as for the moment it's a nay. Last up today, shoe 4, is the Saucony Ride 15. I think this one may drop relatively soon. Start Fitness have got it up on the website. It's in a couple of places as well. I think there's a spring 2022 release date. A neutral shoe here from Saucony with an 8mm drop. Seems like quite a midsole stack increase from the Ride 14, but we know to never judge a book by its cover. We still have some Power Run foam here in this more daily shoe from the Saucony brand. I think this one will be about 125 earth credits when it finally touches down. Yet again we see that lace loop wrap system that made an appearance on the Endorphin Pro 2 amongst others. I really do like the profile of this shoe. It's quite a nice looking side-on view. Could make for a great daily shoe, though I have read a number of posts online that feature diminishing love for this old version of Saucony's Power Run material. Some of the information that is accompanying this shoe does suggest that the foam kind of cups around the foot. The midsole kind of raises up around the foot, kind of like in a containing way, so the stack might actually not be as tall as we first thought. Interesting, it does appear that there could be a trail version of the Ride 15 launching as well in the near future. Certainly a firmer cruiser here of a daily shoe. I think perhaps I've already got too many of these in the rotation right now that have meager numbers of miles. Again, this is one I'm not too experienced in. I've only had a couple of other Saucony shoes that haven't used Power Run PB. I did enjoy the Triumph 17, but that was Power Run Plus. Again, I'm going to do a horse till here. I need to know a little bit more about the Ride 15 before I make up my mind for certain. That's the 4 shoes in today's Yay or Nay. What do you make of these? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Before we get to the musical interlude today, remember that you can now join the EDDBUD Running Shoe Reviews membership scheme. Check the link in the description, that will take you to our join page. There's 3 different tiers that you can join up to, each with their own individual perks. Really does help the channel to grow as we move into 2022. Musical interlude time. Every now and then I just need to cleanse my palate and listen to something completely different. Today it was from DJ Qbert, going back to 1998 on this one. Wave Twisters episode 7 million, Sonic Wars within the Protons. Turntable TV kicks this album off. I just love the more grainy sounds. You can tell they're actually from vinyl. You can hear the imperfections. Everything just sounds warm, slightly muddied, but the skills here on the turntables are second to none. Inner Space Dental Commander as well is one of my favourites. Track 4, the old crab cutting manoeuvre there, fantastic. Chopping up the sounds like some spicy sausage. The subtle little effects that are added to some of the scratches and cuts really do give some atmosphere to some of these tracks. DJ Qbert managing to make the turntable sound like an instrument. So many different sounds, so many different tones. It really is refreshing. Always the beats are crunchy, funky, and just super cool. Just makes me want to sit there and listen with a refreshing glass of lemonade. Wave Twisters episode 7 million from DJ Qbert. Go and check it out. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of today's video, guys. It is always appreciated. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, but also click the bell below for notifications when we roll them out for you. And you can help the channel out even more by hitting that like button, but also sharing this video with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you